Oh, cool. Hey, Warriors! Piper here of Cross Comics. Just hold on while I try and get my stuff up here so I can do stuff. Edit. Live control room. And pop out chat. Do participants. Ooh. Okay, just get my. You know what? Hold on. Let's. Sorry, folks. Not that anybody's here. Switching accounts. Let's see. Okay. My channel. Videos. Okay, good. Not my chat. Hello. Just me. Just two watching. Trying to get. Edit. There we go. Okay. Settings. Chat. Okay. I was just trying to figure out there on my tablet all this Testament stuff. So sorry about that. And chat stuff and all that. Can have that stuff up during this, I guess, but don't want it up. Well, people can view my screen. So, Warriors, we are in the book of Esther today. It is day whatever. Um, gonna read a bit. I'm not sure where I'm start. I think I'm gonna be starting in chapter 2, going over a bit. It's just somehow I think it pertains to what I want to read and thing, just because of thing. I was thinking just a verse, and then I don't know what I was thinking. Hope you like this. Okay, let's see. Share screen, share. So that that. Okay, so we're gonna start in chapter 2, verse 19. So, Book of Esther. I'm not sure how many of you know the story. King basically calls his queen to come, and she doesn't. He's like exiles her. Then he holds, can't say the world's first beauty pageant, but one recorded. Find out who his next queen will be. A lady named Esther from Israel ends up winning, and she is the new queen of the kingdom. Um, Interesting fact for those who might not know, I think it's this book. In the book of Esther, there is no mention of God at all. So that is, like I said, an interesting tidbit. If you read it, I got told this quite a few years ago, and I went and checked it out. But you can check it out too. There is no mention of God in the book of Esther, which is just seems wacky, if you ask me. But it's true. Okay. So we will start at verse 19, like I said. When the virgins were assembled a second time, Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate. But Esther had kept secret her family background and nationality, just as Mordecai had told her to do. For she continued to follow Mordecai's instructions. Now, if you don't know, Mordecai is her uncle, I think, or cousin, something like that. I forget offhand. Anyways, Mordecai's instructions, as she had done when he was bringing her up. During the time Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, Bigthana and Teresa, two of the king's officers who guarded the doorway, became angry and conspired to assassinate King Xerxes. But Mordecai found out about the plot and told Queen Esther, who in turn reported it to the king, giving Mordecai credit. And when the report was investigated and found to be true, the two officials were impaled upon poles. On poles. All this was recorded in the book of the annals of the presence of the king. In the presence of the king. After these events, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of Hammedatha the Haggite, elevating him and giving him a seat of honor higher than all of the other nobles. All the royal officials at the king's gate knelt down and paid honor to Haman, for the king had commanded this concerning him. But Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor. Then the royals officials at the king's gate asked Mordecai, "Why do you disobey the king's command?" Day after day they spoke with him, but he refused to comply. Therefore they told Haman about it to see whether Mordecai's behavior would be tolerated. For he had told them he was a Jew. When Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel down or pay honor to him, he was enraged. Yet having learned who Mordecai's people were, he scorned the idea of killing only Mordecai. Instead, Haman looked for a way to destroy all of Mordecai's people. I'm adding a couple words. The Jews throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to go. So, I guess I didn't have to read the first part. I wasn't sure whether it pertained to it just because it said after these events in this part, which got me to. Oh, so would you bow to this guy? I'm not sure exactly what Mordecai's reasons were. You could speculate just because, as he said, he was a Jew, that he would not bow to any person. You know, this guy wasn't the king of the country. He wouldn't honor him. I'm not sure what it means by honor. We could only speculate. And I'm not sure whether we could speculate good. So I personally am not. Well, we could speculate the fact that the way that he wanted honor done to him was not maybe by the bowing, which he would not do because he wasn't a king or whatever. Or it could be some other way that would be ungodly as far as Mordecai was concerned. So he would not bend the knee nor honor him. Or maybe Haman was a nasty fellow. We don't know what he was like. You know, we know he got honored by the king for some reason above the other things, but maybe that was due to some dastardly deeds behind the scene that we're not told about. But again, that's speculation. Hello, action. It's going good. We're on for tomorrow, right? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Stay as long as you want. We can chat a little bit while I'm doing stuff and just give my commentary on this passage of scripture. Oh yeah. Well, I've been praying. Not as probably much as I should, but been praying. Um. So as I was saying, broke my concentration. Seeing somebody else in the chat and seeing their chat. Okay, so yeah. So we don't know much about Haman. We just know what it tells us here. We could speculate a lot either way. Maybe he was a good guy overall, except fact that he was an idiot towards Jewish people. He obviously didn't like the Jews. And it wasn't just Mordecai that he seemed to have a problem with. No problem. Action. Wasn't just Mordecai that he seemed to have a problem with. It would seem to be all the Jews, because it wasn't just Mordecai's action that he wanted. See, maybe I'm reading too much into the text. If you want to type in any comments about what I'm saying or here, this passage, Stu, feel free. Um, you know, we don't know exactly what his complete motives were, Haman's, I'd say, because yeah, he got dissed by Mordecai and he didn't like that, but he's dissed by him. Why suddenly does he want to take out all the Jews? Well, it seems like there's more there than we're being told. I can't say for sure. It's only minor speculation. So, but the cost of him, Mordecai, that is, not bowing, not giving honor to this guy, is the cost of his life and possibly the lives of all his fellow countrymen. Would you bow for that, or would you stand? Would you stand the way God would want you to? And that's what Mordecai was doing. He was just taking a stand the way God he believed God would want him to. So there's the real question: would we stand in the face of adversity against us that could mean our death? Will we stand for Christ? Sometimes it doesn't even need to be your death; just being, in this Western world, we somebody calls us names, we're all ooh. I say go over to China. You want to bring up God there? You might be dying. Oh, he's gone. Sorry to see you go. Action. Um. So I don't know what else to say about this passage. Like I said, I don't want to speculate too much. I speculated a little, as you heard. So I guess it's on to the drawings. Although I couldn't really type my characters in, so I just chose a couple. This is chain prayer. So let's add a new layer. Dim this layer. Then lock it so I don't draw on it. Okay, I seem to have misplaced the stylus. Found it. Yeah, so she's chain prayer. I don't know a super lot about her, but I do know a fair bit. Well, maybe not a fair bit. I know I got a profile on her. I got her name through a thing Christians, if you're not a Christian, call a prayer chain. And basically that's where, you find out a need that needs to be prayed for. You call up one person and ask, they start praying about it, and then call up, you call up another person, and they call up another person. That's how the basics work. For a prayer chain. But anyways, I called her chain prayer because her power, if you will, for lack of a better word, sort of works on that. Um, in the fact that she's able to create this chain based on every person in the world praying to the Almighty. Now it can be long, it can be short, it doesn't matter. She she can sort of control the number of links or pieces. But that's, you know, say there was only 250 people in the world praying at any given time to the Almighty God. She could only create a chain that long. Now, obviously, there'd be way more people than, I would believe, way more than 250 people in the world praying at any given time. But and the strength of the chain, if you will, is only as strong as those praying. If you don't have you have somebody praying, but they're not strong, that link could possibly be easily broken, thus breaking the chain or making the chain weaker. Somebody could open, break the chain from that spot. I think you get what I mean. Yeah, I thought it was a neat concept when I came up with it. Still do. You people have to tell me what you think in the comments. Get a few people watching, but you don't comment. But then again, are you people watching the whole video? Well, I'm up to like over fair big, well, what, 33, 34 hours worth of video watched through my 25 subscribers. Ooh, lot of subscribers. You know what I'm gonna do. Mother, put your thing on.
I had somebody come in to talk to for a while. Not long, but somebody is. Oh, okay, so at the end of this, I'm gonna try and find some art, more art that. Well, no, I'm gonna do that in a different stream. Or I might just record it and put it up. Need to start doing both. So my Bumblebee versus Bumblebee stream. I want to know, what did you people think? Do you think this Hasbro's being an idiot? What? It was sort of comic news, so comic related. So I figured it belonged here, anyways, somewhat. Although there's lots of comic stuff going on, but all the time, and I don't report on everything. I know, but I just found it so hilarious. Hasbro somehow thinks a Bumblebee superhero, female superhero, is going to interfere with their sales, and that somehow people are going to confuse the two. I'll admit, a couple years ago, I didn't know the female DC version existed. She's not a super popular character, but when somebody's talking about her, I certainly know there doesn't stop them from necessarily knowing the Autobot. I mean, I knew about the Autobot before I knew about. I suppose just, lucky DC didn't sort of go after them for copyright. And I wonder what kind of trademark it is for Bumblebee because it also it'd have to involve the car, the whole transformer. You would think, anyways. Not like they can own the name Bumblebee. Oh man. What makes this one the hardest is all these chain links. But if I want this character, and I do, although she's not. Well, I'm not planning on making her a major character. She's part of a team I call Light Brigade, which is a band, or they're supposed to be a band at the beginning of whatever. Well, they probably always will be a band. But they also end up being a superhero team. So I'm supposed to check out that other channel that I knew about. I'll do that at the end of this while I'm talking. I'm gonna start doing stuff on Twitter. Not that I got a lot to do. So for those that might be wondering, my mom's surgery did go good. The doctor afterwards at the appointment, who was the surgeon as well, said it was very good. So that is good. That is a praise report. She now has to look into about some high blood pressure that she was experiencing. So if you folks would keep her in prayer, that would be nice. If you want more talking, come in and talk. Chat, type, whatever. Then I talk to you. Then you get more talking, eh? Otherwise, I'm silent. I don't have much to say. Uh,
Hey! Hey!
I don't know what color her eyes are. I do not feel like looking it up at the moment, so I'm just gonna get the basics done here. I'm just so tired and exhausted. I'll try to do a second one tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna do the second one today or third one tomorrow. I'll have more sleep by then. No, I don't think I'm even gonna end up finishing this because I don't really feel like doing this and that. Just want to rest, not work. And although this it's not super work, but yes. You know what? We'll come back to this with you watching and the other stuff. I'm sorry, folks. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, people, so remember to hit that like button, smash the like button. Um, if you've yet to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to know when I'm putting stuff up, hit the bell. Check out my other content. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check me out on all of them. Check out my other channel, Pied Piper of Hamilton, and his content. Share and comment. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye for now. Love you all. Rick Piper out. God bless, Warriors.